So can everybody hear me out there? Vicky, can you hear me? So you can hear me? Ferrari, you can hear me? All right, guys, we're gonna get tonight started. Fonz Way, you can hear your boy? All right, cool. How everybody doing tonight? I don't know why I asked y'all that because I know I'm not gonna be able to hear y'all. You doing good, sir? Cool. Hey, we'd like to welcome y'all to Poetry 101. About to have an amazing night tonight. We got some amazing poets in the building, and appreciate Boss King for even throwing these events every Thursday. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful space for people to come, access and unlock this talent. And tonight, man, it's gonna be a beautiful night, man. We're gonna have some fun tonight. You know what I'm saying? Y'all give me some confetti if y'all ready to have some fun tonight. It's gonna be a beautiful thing. Absolutely. Y'all gonna have to bear with me tonight. I'm not feeling too well. I just got my nipples pierced, and I'm just waiting for them to cool down. I just put the nipple grease on it, so so y'all bear with me tonight, and we're gonna make sure that everything is good, man. I'm just joking. I'm joking. Hey guys, but we got the first poet getting ready to come to the stage, and he's gonna introduce himself. And I want y'all to have a good time. Hey, if y'all feeling the poet, y'all give snaps, y'all, press the circle that's right by you. Absolutely. And then, we'll take it from there. All right, guys, you guys have a good time, man. Y'all have a good night tonight.
Yo, what's up? What? Am I? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me out there? Am all good? All right, y'all. My name's Devil. People don't like to really say that all the time, so you can call me DV for short. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to Poetry 101. Thank you guys for popping through. It's definitely gonna be lit.
And DV, jump right into the box. Jump right into the box.
Oh. Okay, there. Am I good?
Yep.
All right. So this first poem I wrote was a challenge or a request, as you would. But here we go. Your love is grace. My bad. Your love is graceful. It's all too painful. It's chaotic and tranquil. Tranquil. It's rarely stable. Your love reminds me of water, sparkling bright, dazzling on these foggy moonlit nights. Sometimes it's warm, other times it's cold. Sometimes it chills me to my bone, but you keep me afloat. You also drown me. When I step into this ocean, it's your love that surrounds me, engulfed in this intense pressure, or maybe it's pleasure. Without you, I have an intense thirst, and nothing can be worse. I try to talk, but it hurts. I'm so lost in the waves of your love. How can it be so turbulent and tyrannical while being so vast and magical? These seas have taken me on journeys so much farther than I can imagine. Water is my passion, weathering these raging storms. Slowly it becomes the norm. You've capsized my boat. I'm lost with little to no hope. Why can't you see that you are my unclean, truly pristine golden queen? Because without water, what am I than a dry throat? What am I but a dry throated, severely eroded man, heartbroken and alone? This feeling never gets old. Laid back, looking up as I float, I held my breath and proceeded to dive in, only to find myself caught on the riptide of your eyes, stuck in your web of life. Or maybe it's the surface tension, struggling to swim to the top for air, but instead I inhale water. Your love is life essential, and it's all too destructive. It's way too disruptive. It's full of fuck shit, but as I try to stay away, it only gets harder. Slowly, my lungs began to fill as I closed my mind and began to ponder. And for you, I only grow fonder. I can't talk about this any farther because my eyes will produce water. So, thank y'all for listening to that. So this next one, I just gotta say quick, I've never killed nobody. I like to write stories and shit here and there. You know what I mean? So this next one is a fully fiction, but I just want to see if y'all vibe with it. I saw him at the bar, stalking from afar, steaming with anger, mentally screaming. Anxiously, I reached to grab the ranger. I told myself be patient, he doesn't know if life's in danger. We made our departure, stalking from the shadows as I follow him to his humble abode. As we approached his home, I hit him at the dome. At this moment, time had froze. As I thought, should I leave him alone? But instead, I drug him inside, strapped him down, his body slumped, his head bowed. Lightning strikes, briefly revealing ominous shadows. The silence rings as rain tap dances on the glass. I wondered if he knew tonight would be his last. I started to leave, but it's too late. It's too late. He's awake. He's rumbling around. The chair falls on the ground. I picked him up and hit him with the blicker. I'm nauseous and getting sicker. He looked at me and began to cry. He simply whispered, "Why?" I slowly pulled the fork out of my pocket, looked him in the eye and cocked it. My conscious scream and stopped it. I shed a tear and popped it. Without explanation, a little to no hesitation, my blood started rushing as his was gushing. Oh, what a sick satisfaction. Killing people is my passion. I laid there letting the time pass on as there was a knock on the door and I looked through the peephole to see it was his whore. I started to panic. My mind is racing. I'm frantic. I covered him with the towel. I stuffed him in the closet and I ran to the sink and tried to wash the blood off, and all I could think was, okay, let me think. I ran. As I went to open the door, I saw she was in the room. As my heart hit the floor, I watched her smile turn upside down and we made eye contact. Then things went black as I attacked. But to my surprise, she was down the ride. As I went to grab her, she slammed my head into the wall. She watched me fall. She watched me crawl. I tried to stand, but my knees are weak. And I tried to stand, but I can't feel my feet. I'm falling in and out of consciousness. In my head, I'm sure she thought I was dead. Opened my eyes to find myself strapped down, my body slumped as my head bowed while the crimson drips. I looked to my left and I thought, oh shit. Because there he laid cold and quiet on the ground, and she said, fuck the towel. As she stared at me, she smiled. As she stared at me, as she smiled, she frowned. She's seeing red. I knew she wanted me dead. She spoke, but I didn't hear what she said. As I reminisced our past, the memories flash in a glance. Oh, how we dance. I stare blankly. My eyes are glazed. I'm in a trance. She put the gun to my head, but she doesn't know that I'll die gladly. She doesn't know that I breathe sadly. She doesn't know that I'm over enthusiastically running towards death to my last breath. I pray my soul to rest. I closed my eyes and then I heard bang. But I was alive when I should have died. I looked to my left and there she lied. Thank you guys. Oh, do it. So look, y'all, next poet coming out here. Can y'all still hear me? Can y'all still hear me? So the next poet coming out here is my friend Cammy. She's new to the game, so give her a warm welcome. You know what I'm saying? She's nervous, but let her know it's all good. Here she comes.
How's everybody doing tonight? So the poem that I have is called Me, and it's about myself and my views on love about my life. It says, I want it. I want it bad. That's it. That's all I can think about. But I know I won't get it. Not the way I want it. I want it to where I can't live without the person and the person can't live without me. I want to be able to have a mental and emotional connection with them that will lead to physical. I truly believe that I will find someone that I really like and even have feelings for, but because it is easy for them to judge on what they see on the outside, they won't try to get to know me as a person. I believe that is why I read books and I like romantic movies because I want something I know is never going to happen. So it's easier to read or watch someone someone else get what I want. Since I can't be happy for myself, I'll be happy for someone else, even if it is fictional characters. I used to think I would be by myself because I had a daughter by someone else. Then I used to think it was because I was sick and that some guys don't have the courage to deal with someone who is sick. But now I think They won't like me or love me because of me. Because of what they see on the outside, they see a plus size person with stretch marks all over her body that she's gotten at a young age due to medicine she had to take because she has a disease. And because of that, I truly believe that a guy will judge what they see on the outside. He won't get a taste of my personality. He won't see how funny I could be. He won't see how interesting I could be. He won't see how sweet I am or what actually makes me upset or how smart I am. All he will see is this plus size person. He doesn't want to look at my face and see that I have freckles. He doesn't want to look at my eyes and see that my eyes are dark brown and not black. He won't see the color of my hair. He won't see he won't see me as a person. He would only be focused on me being plus size. I know I will never have the type of love that I want. And even though I say I'm okay with it, deep down inside my heart, I know I'm not. Thank you. Coming next to the stage is Infinity.
Hey, is everybody having a good time tonight or what? Hey, listen, yeah, when the poets come up, it's good to give them snaps. And probably after they finish with their poetry, I don't know if it's distracting them or not. Um, but if we can, let's save that to the end and to the end of their poetry. We don't want to distract the poetry. It's all good, Vicky. Just maybe a suggestion. Yeah, but how everybody feeling tonight? Let's y'all slow tonight. What's going on, man? God damn, I know everybody just paid rent, so is everybody mad? What's going on? Huh? Let's have a good time tonight. You know what I'm saying? We got some wonderful poets tonight, and it's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? But before we get the next poet started, I would like to spit my own piece. The metaverse cold, I don't know why. Got out of bed at all. Purple smoke comes off my window, and I can't see it all. And even if I could, it would all be gray. But these racks stack up so tall, which reminds me that it's not so bad. It's not so bad at all. Nah, I'm fucking with y'all. But hey, that was dope though, wasn't it? Hey, let's go, man. The next poet, let's get it. Y'all have a good time tonight. Like I said, man, after the poets come up and do their thing, please get them their snaps and get them their props. And we going to take it from there. Let's go. Oh, but that's kind of distracting though, boss. No, it's not. Nah, because I asked them all. I asked them. I say, that's why I asked Cammy. I say, Cammy, you don't feel like that's kind of distraction? She's like, yeah, that's really distracting. Okay. Well, okay. I got you. I can't hear you. Mm-mm. You on mute.
Okay, but I can hear y'all talking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, we good? Okay. All right, the name of this poem is called Blackistan.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to.
I'm currently located in Blackistan, leaving and headed towards a prosperity land. Leaving this bullshit that's costing me, charging me in emotional currency. There's no men located where I'm at, just whores and bitches slanging dick and ass. Gossiping and clouding my ears with bullshit. No truth in the matter, no Nike, just doing it. My hustle is hard. My soul is the grind. I speak plenty truths that should stay on your mind. I'm leaving Blackistan, headed toward prosperity land. There's no men located where I'm at, just whores and bitches slanging dick and ass. Thank you. All right, so this next poem is called Prosperity Land, because I can't read that, about Blackistan, which is a frequency, without talking about Prosperity Land. Blessings touch down here in Prosperity Land. Money's like honey sticking right to my hand, where people give love and that love provides support. Where words are met with actions and there's never a mission abort. There's plenty men here and I see they're ready to provide. Self-discipline, determination, and ain't no playing both sides. Prosperity Land, I'm here and there's nowhere else to reside. Prosperity Land is my frequency. Prosperity Land is my vibe. And if you love Kate Spade, Bessie Johnson, or any other exclusive jewelry, please visit www.prosperityboutique.com. Shout out to Dick Tracy, and thank you.
Hey, good job. Hey, come here. Did you say dick and ass? Oh shit. I think I like it. Okay. Shout out to Infinite Rocket Power, dick and ass. I just asked her about that. I got more questions, and we finna go back here and see exactly what she meant by that because I'm intrigued. I haven't experienced no poetry like that, and that's she did a wonderful job, a beautiful job. You know what I'm saying, by explaining dick and ass. And and you don't get no better than that. You know what I'm saying? And coming next to the stage is one of my personal friends. You know what I'm saying, JB. She shut the whole goddamn server down last time. Meta came in here and say, "Oh no, what the hell is going on?" You know what I'm saying? I think it was worse than dick and ass. I think it was a thumb in the butt and all kind of other shit. You know what I'm saying? But it made sense. One thing about it, it makes sense. But shout out to JB, man. She's on her way in here. And you guys give her a round of applause or just give her some confetti, because you can't give her a round of applause unless she's slapping your goddamn controllers together. But shout out to JB. Let's go. Come on, Jay. Let's get it.
My bad. All right, I'm together now. Tonight I'm gonna give y'all two original pieces. They are untitled. I'm used to doing a little bit more sensual type poetry. I'm gonna tone it down a little bit for y'all tonight. So again, thank y'all for coming out. You look so. Can you hear me?
No, we can't hear you. We can't hear you.
What's up, brother?
Can I get some confetti?
Should she jump
if
back?
you guys can hear me? Can I get
Hey,
some
JB,
confetti,
we can't hear you.
please?
JB,
You can't hear me in the back, but you have to be up here to hear me in the box.
oh, okay.
Y'all can hear me
Gotcha.
down here? Y'all can hear me?
Can you hear now? Okay, cool.
Okay, sorry, they're in my ear. Okay. You look so sad. Hold your head up. Don't be mad. Let's work on the bad. After all The good won't come until you overstand. Overstand the key to happiness is already in your hand. Forehead kisses. Let me fix it. Work on yourself until there's nothing bad to visit. I'ma keep your, I'ma be your ride or die, your ace, boom, swoon. It's you and I. I know it's hard and you've been struggling for some time, worried about family and keeping it 9 to 5, but it's breaking you down. And I want you up here with me. See, I don't need Gucci or Louis. That shit can't hold. Let me be your bag. Fill me up. Take me where you go. I want to touch skies with you, meet highs with you, give you this Aquarian love. Insightful, intelligent, mysterious drug. Smile. Let me see that handsome grin. Teeth so white, you a melanated sin. Positive affirmations. Let me levitate you. Then ground you in understanding, never to forsake you. If I'm being honest to the core, I'm gonna leave you wanting more. So let's match energies at the door. Shh. Listen. Listen to my heart. Listen, it's beating like a drum. For you, not anyone else. I'm choosing you to be my son. I'm choosing you to be my son. That's that piece. All right. Next, I got one more untitled piece. All right. I performed this at the estate. If y'all want to see some sensual poetry, go to Boss
Jay,
King's estate.
step out the square and step back because they can't hear you. You might want to probably do it again. No, I don't think nobody heard you
Y'all
the whole
can't hear
time.
me?
That's why they up here. Now they can. Only the people in front. Only the people in front can hear you. Nobody else can hear you. That's why I was trying
Nobody
to tell you
back
from
there
the
can
jump.
hear me? Oh,
No,
hell. I'm sorry.
you got to
y'all.
start all the way
My
over
bad.
from the beginning. Whatever you was
Okay,
doing,
so where do I need to be?
jump
And why
off and
can't they
jump
hear
back.
me?
Yeah,
All
she's
right.
on nearby. You might be on nearby, sweetheart.
I ain't changed no settings. I haven't changed no settings. They have confetti in the back though. Okay.
You missed out all the magic.
Nah, she finna do it again. Let's go. Come
Okay,
on, JB.
now okay, I need somebody that's gonna show me confetti if they can't hear me in the back, because I saw confetti back there.
Hey, look. As soon as she come up here, if you guys can hear her in the back, or you can hear her up there, just show us some confetti because she just spit a whole poem that hardly nobody heard what she said. You know, so just spit the confetti, guys, and we're gonna especially in the back, because I know you guys can hear in the front. So it must have been important. Dick Tracy. Man, that's an important name right there. Absolutely. All right. JB, we ready for you again. Let's go.
All right, babies. All right. So where we at? Y'all good?
All right, cool.
Y'all hear me? Sorry about that, y'all. All right, let's do this again. My apologies. I still love y'all. All right. You look so sad. Hold your head up. Don't be mad. Let's work on the bad. After all, the good won't come until you overstand. Overstand the key to happiness? Well, it's already in your hand. Forehead kisses. Let me fix it. Work on yourself until there's nothing bad to visit. I'm going to be your ride or die, your ace, boom, swoon. It's you and I. I know it's hard and you've been struggling for some time, worried about the family and keeping that 9 to 5, but it's breaking you down. And I want you up here with me. See, I don't need Gucci or Louis. Let me be your bag. Fill me up. Take me everywhere you go. I want to touch skies with you, meet highs with you, give you this Aquarius love, insightful, intelligent, mysterious love. Smile. Let me see that handsome grin. Teeth so white, you're a melanated sin. Positive affirmations. Let me levitate you, then ground you in understanding, never to forsake you. If I'm being honest to the core, I'm going to leave you wanting more. So let's match energies at the door. Shh. Listen. Listen to my heart. Listen to my heart beating like a drum, but not just for anyone. I'm choosing you to be my son. I'm choosing you to be my son. All right, that's that piece. One more, one more. Sorry for taking up so much of y'all time. I apologize. All right. Next is another untitled piece. Hey, yo. This queen right here, well, tonight I'm riding solo. But don't get it twisted. Got a couple aces in the hole, though, you know. Tonight, I'm only being of service to my damn self. I'm dusting off all them toys that I got on my shelf. Gonna pour me some wine and remember the times when I was so high, high off your love. Steamy tub, my bra and panties hit the floor. If my glass gets empty, then I'll pour me some more. Body submerged and my head's tilted back with anticipation. My thighs spread wide. Close my eyes. Thoughts of you pierce through, and my fingers travel. They travel to the deep, destined place, that underwater treasure with a sweet taste. Whose pussy is this? Whose pussy is this? But then I have to sigh because this be the peace that you cannot buy. That's that piece. Good night, y'all.
Hey,
Sorry, Marco.
this show is being recorded by T-Bot. You can follow T-Bot on Instagram, and it's being streamed through Instagram and YouTube. T-Bot. So remember that. Hey, did everybody enjoy JB? Let me get some confetti. Hey, I really didn't want to host this event tonight. I wanted to come in and actually do some poetry because I wrote a poem called Six Titties Are Better Than Two. But then boss told me that I can't say that poem because it was too explicit, you know. So I'm not gonna do that tonight. So hopefully we can work out something, you know, later on next week to where I could do my poem, Six Titties Are Better Than Two. And you guys be looking out for my new invention. It's called a Dickler Tickler 2000. A lot of guys are going to buy this. Is going to be competing with the Rose. I know a lot of women in here got the Rose. Ferrari, she told me she had the Rose. Starbella, she didn't had her Rose when they first opened. When they first said everybody to they can open the internet to buy the Rose. Starbella, she was one of the first people to buy a Rose. T Dub, she had her Rose for 3 years. She was one of the testers. Just letting everybody know, man. But this next poet is coming up. I don't want to say who it is. I'm going to let them explain who they are, and bring their own self in. But hopefully, and I ain't even dressed for the occasion. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully, Boss King still pays me. If not, it's cool. I'm not worried about it. You can keep that little old hot ass $5 he was trying to give me anyway. Well, $6 because he had to put it on my Cash App, and I told him it was gonna cost $1 to put it in my bank. Well, that ain't none of y'all business, okay? But next poet, all right, man. Y'all give it up for the next poet, and we gonna take it from there, man. It's good to see everybody in here. Let's go, my boy Blanco.
What's good? What's good? What's good, y'all? Glad y'all came out tonight. I got a couple announcements real quick. The Blanco's Sip and Share has been discontinued at the Red Room and has been discontinued at the Sandrift venue. We're going to consolidate the majority of all my events here and at MGM. So just look out for the future flyers and the announcements, and you're going to find those events all held here except for the MGM one. So just so you know, so you're not looking for it this weekend, and we'll make those announcements. And I'd like to appreciate everybody that supported and came out, so you can start coming over here now, because we're going after that performance board in the back. That's what I'm focusing on, y'all, because I used to do this in Chicago. This was my thing in Chicago. We're in a new divide, the digital divide. This is where it's happening at now for all artists, writers, builders, the whole nine. We're gonna make it happen. So thanks to Boss for making it happen, for giving us some metrics to go by, because we will be using that to promote ourselves and market ourselves. So with that being said, I'm gonna read some poems to you guys tonight. I typically perform poems, do a performance because people like performances, but I'm writing new content. Horizon World has a lot of things going on for me to write about. And one of the biggest things I like was Snookies and Sweetie Designs, their worlds. I'm gonna be writing about those things, those heartfelt things. So with no further ado, I'm gonna drop these poems right here on you guys. I wrote some new ones. One of them is an interpretive piece. You'll know that. I will announce the interpretive piece, but give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull it out. So here we go. Oh yeah, and don't worry about what he said about them snaps. It don't distract me. I'm here for all that. You can snap when you feel like it. Okay, here we go. All right, so this first piece is called, let's see, this is going to be Who I Am as a Gemini. And I was going to do this one last week, but, Jakai, she shut it down with her pornographic poetry. I call her the porny poet now. She shut that shit down. But yeah, so I'm drop this one again. And so I haven't committed to memory, so I'll be reading it, but I hope you feel it. So here we go. Who I am as a Gemini. I come from a place beyond the stars and space, deep within your REM sleep, along the schemes of your wildest dreams. The psychedelic, the acapella of songs sung so serene, the mental state that what you see I put here right on my sleeve. With so much honesty, the dishonorable find it hard to believe. The most mischievous in expression and the most innocent of deeds, but done with so much perception, you sense the dropping of seeds. You see, I water more than your gardens, almost to the extreme, only distorted by feelings euphoric and sensuous themes, with a profound sense of the most sensuous love reserved only for those whose hearts custom fitted like a glove. See, I get entangled like a drug, then go and separate my cerebellum. Seriously get certified hallucinogenic from discreet secrets I may tell her. She feels that witty disposition as I be mentally hitting that. So she's catching that extensive intuition as if I was hitting it from the back. That's this vehicular, ventricular, vernacular penetrates of the JJ's VR and abstract. When I, or better yet, then I watch her become willingly adaptable as she depended on me for life. I watch myself reflect her image as if we was meant to live and die. And that's together and forever, lost in the constellations of gems in my eyes. Across the sky, these gems in my eyes. I said gems in my eyes. See, she finds her inner man, sincerely in who I am That's that Gemini. She witnessed the witty dispositions in my kisses. See, she remains solely contained yet unrestrained to all my wishes because she's making them all come true. And I, the Gemini, makes her wishes come true. What is sometimes hard to believe and much more or less to conceive, it all comes so true. It's the effortless, most separative extraction of the mind, the soul and body that the Gemini I am, so that these twins wielding these four hands can do. I say these twins, so they wield these four hands and they can do. So you just got to be open and soft-spoken and thought-provoking in everything you do to attract the abstractness via the synapses of this ether I got surrounding you. To catch this aura of this Gemini mind, to snatch the water out of thin air every single time, for every single sign is by design somewhat inferior. And this isn't some superiority complex as I project this shit from the interior. These interior regions of my mind, where the minds of the Geminis are like playgrounds, turning regions of exterior canvases from out of bounds into, hold on now, I'm trying to display these ways without the audacity to actually say it, but wait. Allow me to retort this here and reinstate. See, I seek no unfair advantage. I merely will the universe through the attractive force like God upon commandment, and all the while I charmingly smile my way into your heart, and one by one, each protective section of your body armor simply falls apart. And at that moment, that very moment, you come to and you realize you've taken a sip and embarked on a trip through the eyes of this Gemini. I said you felt the drip from taking a sip from the foundation of this Gemini, as it goes beyond great senses of humor, making him fit for countless situations, so open-minded he's never blinded or stuck from trials and tribulations, and no one can ever judge him because only God can save him. Don't ask him who God is if you can't handle this revelation, like I and I, Rastafari, like Royce the 5'9" on Demon Time with that white guy. But really though, see, it's a must that I must see trust, surely enough to get me to commit. I'm an avid reader of all actions. I decipher your shit like Sanskrit. So if you see me with the girl who's not my girl, respect the game. Like when you see her with the dude who's not her dude, respect the name. I'm about to say that again. So if you see the girl who's not my girl, respect the game. Like when you see her with the dude who's not her dude, respect his name. See, these cats, they know that acts of disrespect are acts of war, stamped and sealed by declaration on my nation forevermore. And that's on phone now. You best to know which way the wind blows with this air sign, because there's nothing else quite like it. You play the nice twin too close, you invoke the darkest host from his psychic. Because it's peace and love on everything. It's Gemini takes eye for eye. It's peace and love on everyone. We Geminis, we do or die. So welcome to my humble abode, or into the realm of the damned. Sincerely yours, gladly to introduce you to that Gemini I am. That's that piece. Yo, I feel it. I'm feeling y'all. I'm glad you're feeling me. All right, y'all. So let me pull this down for a second. I gotta look at y'all. Hold on. Okay, so I want y'all to understand something. I'm gonna set this out. I'm gonna put this information out real quick for you guys, right? Before I know that Boss was doing poetry, because if I'd have known this, I would have got with Boss on day one. Before me and Ryder did a rendition, me and Ryder's Pen, we did a rendition one-on-one. We went toe for toe at one of Isha's grand openings. And from that point, everybody was wanting to hear poetry. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was wanting to hear poetry. So I didn't even know they was rocking it over here. You know what I'm saying? So Devil opened up the red room right off the top. We rocked it there, came out, found out that Boss was doing it over here. We jumped over here. We started collabing. And everybody else started calling for me. They wanted me to do it at multiple venues. And it's kind of like stretching me out. So I want to let y'all know that we're going to actually try to get this thing pushed so far that we're going to have a market in here for this. So I want y'all to stay on top of it. And if you know people that's doing poetry, y'all point them in our direction, have them come see Boss, because I'll continue to do what I do just to keep it alive. But y'all have them come see Boss so we can move forward. So I appreciate that. Now, with that being said, we have a slight division upon people who feel that poetry should just be poetry and it shouldn't be competition or it shouldn't be whatever. But as you know, just like battle rap, you have slam competitions and all that. So in response, because I respond poetically, in response to all the division that's brewing up, This poem is called Burp the Baby. So the way I write, you got to pay attention. The way I write, you must pay attention. I'm a poet's poet. That means you got to pay attention. It's called Burp the Baby. All right, let me pick this up. Hold on a second, y'all. I just got an audience here. I gotta cast this to the television. 1 second. I got an audience. Let's see. All right. All right, y'all. This here is called Burp the Baby. In this day and time, I hear somebody singing. Hold tight. Who's that singing? Hold tight. Hold tight. Somebody's singing. All right. Appreciate if you don't say who it was. Appreciate that. All right, y'all. It's called in this day. It's called Burp the Baby. Here we go again. In this day and time, cats be hooked on ebonics instead of phonics. I said in this day and time, cats be hooked on ebonics instead of phonics. Relegated to misappropriated uses of chronic. Hold up as I include the recreational abuses of gin and tonic and anything else that has caused this intellectual capacity to plummet. Pay attention. Pay attention. When I burp the babies, I lyrically slurp the ladies who haven't been burped for weeks, months, years, and many lifetimes with no lifelines to save them from the weakest words ever spoken at poetry venues, only to be continued with diluted catalogs of dialogues or bad news with no solutions. So, in this day and time, it's hard to succeed and even harder to comprehend when they only pretend to read. So when it comes to any cipher that may come my way, I blaze a blunt, then blaze the Seister, and that's on Phonem's grave. But see, I've graduated many stages, and these degrees illuminate me, which dictates that grace be given like, so mote it be, so mote it be, so mote it be. Then poetically, pour moet, verbally all over the set, pussy's ass wet in retrospect is how poetic it gets. Catch that? Pussy's ass wet in retrospect, how poetic it gets. When I burp the babies, lyrically slurp the ladies who haven't been burped for weeks, months, years, and many lifetimes with no lifelines to save them from the weakest words ever spoken at poetry venues, only to be continued with diluted catalogs of dialogues of bad news with no solutions. So what's the use in further polluting the womb from the cradle to the tomb with all this gloom and doom? See, I dissect the energy and provide the remedy, then collect the snaps as the neuron synapse in the minds louder than the tech nines at nighttime. But maybe I should be more aware of the fact that most cats don't read, and most of them proceed to wiggle their way through facts, opinions like minions in the movie, serving madmen's hell-bent on chaotic suspense, whose content rarely moves me, whose puns tend to soothe the mediocre, stuck in mediocrity, who claims all claims to fame in these elevated games of poetry. So I'ma burp the babies, lyrically slurp the ladies who haven't been burped for weeks, months, years, and many lifetimes with no lifelines to save them from the weakest words ever spoken at poetry venues, only to be continued with diluted dialogues of bad news with no solutions. So I burp the babies. That's that piece. I appreciate that. I'm loving that y'all loving these poems. I write these poems with sincerity, y'all. And when I write them, I'm saying a lot of shit. And so if you want to catch some stuff, when I do my reels, I be really banging out what's going on in the horizon. So if you pay attention to those joints, I be really, saying what I can say without saying what I have to say, because, it gets kind of, negative if you say something too direct, and I'm kind of direct sometimes. So anyway, this next piece and this last piece, I get 3 pieces tonight before we bring on the man. So I'm going to give you this one. It's called an interpretive piece. You got to really pay attention to this piece too. you're probably gonna feel this because I know somebody knows somebody who went through this. Because we come from backgrounds of hoods, and we come from just broken families based on this societal construct. But anyway, this is an interpretive piece where someone tells me their story, and I give it back to them in a poetic form because they cannot communicate. Some people can't communicate in poetic form, and they need to get it out sometime. They need people to hear it. They need people to know. So this one is called Naima's Prayer. Naima's Prayer. And regardless of what y'all hear in this poem was actually the daughter of one of my ex-fiancés. And I had to actually write this poem and do it. And she had to sit there and she had to take it because she was not accepting the fact that Naima was still in her age as an adult, still suffering from the neglect that she received. So I wrote this poem. It's called Naima's Prayer. 1 second. Let me pull this headset up. All right, I'm gonna sit my hands right here because I got too many pages to flip. 1 second. Naima's Prayer, an interpretation. And anybody who call their aunties T, y'all know what I'm talking about. So when I say T, that's auntie. As I lay me down to sleep, I pray the Lord my soul to keep. I pray to T my soul to keep. And I pray to my mama, my soul, and weep. Amen. My words, my cries, my screams inside, my heart, my lungs, my breath that dies. This flesh, this blood not recognized by flesh and blood, I can't rely. I can't rely. And I'm done trying. Hopeless and dying, a slow suffering for the sins of children with no origins. I said I'm suffering, I'm choking on emotions, inhaling the aroma of pale horses, of divorces and failed relationships, casting me further into abyss to be dismissed and set aside like abandoned shoes that no longer fits, like the last man who couldn't understand her new outfit. And I get no satisfaction. I shit pounds of dissatisfaction. I miss the joys of us laughing, but I can't forget all the things that's happened and led to. So many times I knew the cycles you put us through was always to be continued. And with each and every change of venue, I needed you more than just to talk to, too young to properly argue, acting out with nothing more than an attempt to understand you. So how can you close your eyes blind to only care about you as if our lives no longer concerned you? And how can you commit to such reckless abandonment without healing that which is your sole divine purpose to do? Your defined purpose as you, who call yourself a mother, as you watch me and my brother fall to the wayside unprepared and declared unofficial orphans. Lest it had not been for my T. A child watching cousins exceed expectations, receiving guidance and affection, while mine was traded off in other directions. So I declined to seek perfection because of blueprints that were laid, exposed to reckless behavior, publicly ridiculed center stage. It gave birth to rage and acting out. Rebellious soul, the concrete rose whose petals fell and stems exposed to laughing eyes as bitter cold became bittersweet as talks of love you gave to me, but acts thereof reserved for he, and him, and him, and him, until none was left for me. Nothing left for me. Yeah, just do as I say, not as I do. Where my role model supposed to have been who? Insensitive by God's own standards to every need that I can't perceive, betrayed on so many levels, cast aside in disbelief. So where's your spirituality for my reality? Respond to me responsibly. Where's the intent of your support that is nothing short of insincerity? I mean, can you honestly count on fingers the most valuable things you gave to me? I surely can count beyond all my appendages, all that's been depraved me. And we can no longer afford to go ignore it, left feeling this value and move only at your own accord, which is rooted in self-righteousness as the plight it gets stranger than time, dangers around me, yet her voice remains a distant chime. And I'm supposed to be a beautiful representation, but left on the doorstep of society who's destined for uncertainty and afraid of what's to become of me without my tea. I mean, like, will she ever refuse to see what her decisions did to me? Will she ever forgive my tea for sharing in her responsibilities? And all of these issues are not my own. Only a child, while she was grown, left to fend for self alone, without a hope, without a home, still without a hope, still without a home. No child left behind, but left hanging, although I'm grown. Signs of the time, denied of truth, grudges held on too long, almost endlessly too long. So I know it's hard to look back and see, and I know it's hard to face I know the pain is hard to face. I forgave a long time ago, but still I feel I've been erased. So as I lay me down to sleep, I pray the Lord my soul to keep. And if I die before I wake, I pray the Lord my mother's soul awake. Amen. Okay, I appreciate that. I enjoy the love. I thank you for that, because I'm trying to slam that board every single time when I get up here. So I thank y'all for that. Mad love, mad love. And next, coming on the stage, I heard Crack Goddess tell him yesterday, the best poet she ever heard. You know what I'm saying? And y'all probably know who I'm finna say now. I heard Crack tell him that yesterday. So welcome to the stage. You know him. He been wrecking shop in the rap battles. You see him at all the different places around Horizon doing spoken word events. I'll give to you guys now. Writer's pen.
Peace. Thank you guys for coming out. Let me hop this box. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Word. Look, before I go on, little technical joint that went on, but yo,
What's up, man?
I got a friend named Kimmy Bucks that she's, she put her time in, and I definitely want her to get a turn. So I'm gonna step back and let Kimmy rock. All right. So y'all coming to the stage. We got Kimmy Bucks.
I just want to say thank you, Writer's Pen. That's really my homeboy. Like that's what's up. Like that's my friend. He good folks, y'all. My head's about to die. I'm so sorry. But I wrote this poem for someone that I really truly care about. And even though he still fell victim to the streets, but I just want to say to everybody, the streets don't love nobody. They really don't. All right, y'all. Listening to him breathe while sleeping reassures me he's safe at night. The way he makes me feel, it just feels so right. He's my better half, and no one could
Hey.
ever take his place.
Hey, jump off and jump back on, Kimmy.
Loving him. Oh.
Yeah, start the poem. Start it over because they can't hear you.
Tell her to jump over the box too. Jump in the box.
Yeah, go back. Come on.
Tell her to jump in the box.
Oh. I didn't know she was supposed to go up.
Technical difficulties. Can y'all hear me, y'all? Give me some thumbs up. Can y'all hear me? All right. This is for someone I care about. He got shot up and he in the hospital as we speak. But this is for him, y'all. Listening to him breathe while sleeping reassures me he's safe at night. The way he makes me feel, it just feels so right. He's my better half and no one could ever take his place. Loving him is like running a marathon, and I for sure have won the race. What I need, I can't ever get enough. His love is always on my mind, no days off. And I love being around him because I can be so soft. I feel so safe around my man because I know he will protect me. And I know he cares about my heart and he will never neglect me. I know he's not perfect and he never will be. But I believe in my heart that he was designed just for me. Everybody, please say a prayer for him because he really just got shot up. Like, And yeah, I got another one for him. It's called Pray. Didn't mean to seem so clingy or needy. Just wanted time and affection. Sometimes I feel so neglected. My heart and soul often affected. Question is, why do I stay? Because I never loved anyone this way. Didn't mean to push him away, but I just close my eyes and pray. God, why this? Damn, I hope it's not the end. That's all I had to say tonight. I just wanted to get off my chest. The person I really love is shot up right now in the hospital, and I'm real fucked up about it. But thank you, y'all. Thank you. I appreciate that, Pen. I fucks with you. You my brother.
Hey man, y'all give it up for Kimmy Bucks, man. You know, seems like she going through some things right now, and you know, our heart and our prayers go out to her. You know, and everything that she's dealing with. You know, shit, we all dealing with some sort of depression or some sort of anxiety, and for those that are dealing with that, you know, one of your closest friends or family members, if you need to talk to somebody, that's a place. I mean, you need to find a place, you know, to where you could talk to somebody to where you can really get that off your chest. So, you know, I'm glad Boss King had a place, you know, that he set up to where she can come put in the spoken word so she could speak on the things that's going on, you know. So everybody, you know, get some confetti up for that. Hey, you know what I'm saying? But I had to bring my boy in, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't let him come up here by himself. My boy Dub P. I call him Dub P. Y'all know him as Writer's Pen. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, shout out to El Blanco. You know, he just made a whole poem about burping some goddamn babies. You know, and and that that was so creative. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no choice but to give it up to who I got to give it up to, man. Shout out to all the poets that came out, Cammy, Jakai, you know, JB. That's what I call it. That's my dog. You know what I'm saying? And we about to continue this thing started, but hey, let's give it up for Writer's Pen. You know what I'm saying? Writer's Pen gonna come through. He gonna go ahead and spit his thing, man. Shout out to Boss King for doing his thing, you know what I'm saying, and having me tonight. I appreciate everybody that came through and they had a good time tonight. Hey, shout out to Empress. Shout out to Fireball. I don't know where he at. Shows Mondays and Wednesdays, you know what I'm saying, for Fireball. I have my Turn Up podcast right after this. So if y'all feel like coming through, you know what I'm saying, come through. If not, you know, it's all good, man. Shout out to Cherry Pie with Bass Drop Radio every Mondays. Well, I don't know if she changed the schedule, but as far as I know, it's every Mondays. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna take it from there. Writer's Pen, that's my guy. He's one of the most talented people I've ever met in this metaverse. You know what I'm saying? We met in the studio, you know, and the guy words was just insane. I've never met nobody who could just put words together the way that this guy put words together, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm glad everybody had a good time in here tonight. It's a beautiful thing. This is a beautiful place. You know, hopefully I can spit my poem the next time. I don't know if y'all heard me the first time, but it's called 6 Titties Are Better Than 2. So y'all remember that. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be one of the best poems y'all ever heard in your life because every man in here understands that, you know, and it is. You know what I'm saying? It's on the internet. And everybody know the internet don't lie. But shout out to Writer's Pen, man. He's up next to the stage, man. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to get it from there. Let's go, right?
Peace, peace, peace. How are y'all? How are y'all? It's good to see your face. Your presence always a present. That's why we're present. Yeah, so let's get to let's get to it, you know, hands down. Shout out all the other poets, man. Trust me, yo. I love it, man. Trust me. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah, yo, trust me, it ain't no me without y'all, because trust me, it keeps it flowing for sure. But let's get into a piece. You know, I never looked into her eyes. I never took that moment to actually say, you know, wait. Let me look into your eyes. You know, they say that the eyes hold what the soul ties, but at the same time, you know what? It was at my demise because you know what? I never looked into her eyes. Never thinking about the concept of, you know what? I could hold my head high when I looked into her eyes, but at the same time, I felt shame. But no. I felt shame, but you know what? That means that, you know what? I just had pride because I didn't want to accept my actions and do what she wanted me to do. Gets a little sketchy for me because you know what? She knows everything that I'm going through. So when I get in my moments of ranting and raiding and putting my pride on, you know, at the same time, I'm being a lion because of my pride, but at the same time, I'm lying on my pride. Oh no, I'm lying because of my pride. But I didn't look into her eyes because the only moment I missed is when I looked into her eyes. I was only being honest with me because the honesty that she gives me made me actually say, you know what? I know what it feels like to actually look at somebody who's actually going to have empathy and sympathy. But at the same time, you know what? Shit, she's really loving me. So at the same time, I had to look at it and put my pride aside. But in putting my pride aside, you know what? I made sure that, you know what? Let me look this woman in her eyes. I can look a man in the eye. I can look down a gun barrel and you know what? Throw away my life. But you know what? How is it possible that I didn't look in her eyes? So now, you know, when I look in her eyes, it's one of those things where, you know what, I want to get lost in her eyes because now we have soul ties. And you know what, it's not even just the hue of the pupils, but at the same time, when I look in her eyes, at the same time, I'm trying to be a leader, but I'm following her. So you know what, I'll be the pupil. That's what makes me see it straight. But I just want to see through her eyes. I don't understand the damage that she goes through, that what she fights for, that I didn't have, that the See, there goes pride again. I didn't have the gumption to stand up to myself and say, you know what, you're not by yourself. But at the same time, you know what, I sold myself short. So I guess I bought myself. So I guess that's why you can be by yourself. But I never looked into her eyes. So I constantly look into her eyes now. I constantly get lost in her eyes because you know what? It's not about the thighs, but it's the fact of, you know what? I'm lost in her eyes, and being lost in her eyes, that gives me that soul tie. And that's the tie that binds. So now, you know what? We can walk through life together. And you know what? I have to take pride and step back. I just want to step back. It's amazing how, you know what? You can look into that woman's eyes. Because if I see it from where she's coming from, that eliminates my pride. So I'm going to die to myself in the sense of pride in myself. But no, I'm still going to be a strong black man. But at the same time, let me look into her eyes. Because I'm willing to listen. And now I can lead and have God ties, which rolls down as a waterfall. Brilliant and beautiful. Yes, there is the eruption, and yeah, it does drop like percussion, but at the same time, I'm moving in purpose because you know what? I'm looking in her eyes, and at the same time, I know that her eyes are mine. So now there's no miscommunication or misdirection because I looked off in a situation and got lost in a situation, which brought me back to the same situation, which looked like insanity because you know what? I kept doing the same thing over and over. I wonder why I bow my head. Because sometimes you have to acknowledge what's going on and clear yourself to be able to look into her eyes. Thank you. Always a pleasure to see you guys. Always a pleasure. We'll keep the ball rolling. You know, I just rattle off some I work on stuff all the time, but at the same time, hey, why not? We all family in here. Hey, you know what? Y'all get to see a lot of constructive stuff, but you know what? I'll let you in my mind of where the shit goes. But it happens. But hey, hopefully you relate. Hopefully you like. But at the same time, you know what? Just enjoy the ride. Just take a ride with me. Sometimes it's great just to have somebody take a ride with you. Just that friend that says, all right, I'm listening. They only tell lies of the beautiful warrior that walks through life unscathed. She has let her story travel to many hearts from the voices of those that hear her story, but they never feel her pain. A warrior she has been. Countless times she has bent and kneeled to pick up those weakened by their past. Her intent is of the spirit, so her physical endures. But the troubles, they seem to last. Or they could be lying ahead. I'm just trying to say, you know what? Damn. Shh. I never looked at it from that perspective because you know what? Boy, I think she's rolled tighter than dreads. True nature, true spirit. At the same time, is she stronger than me? The answer is yes, but not permanently. Fulfilling the role is what I had to gain to see. But in the moments that she is weak, I say weak in the sense of, you know what, look, pain passes. And so if it's 7 days, I'm just saying, if I mention her as weak, no, what I'm saying is that, I'm mentioning me, so it all passes. 7 days, that's a week. But she is not fallen, although she carries scars from within that conceals. Boy, ain't nothing like a concealer. I guess I understand when it takes getting your face beat in the sense of, no, not face beat as an abuse, but at the same time, you know what? Yes, she buffers herself and she conceals herself because you know what? She always keeps her face clean. Never thought about that concept. So you know what? She moves as smooth as the foundation of Maybelline, knowing that she sets the foundation. So you know what? I may be able to lean on the concept of what she's saying. But damn, she makes me remember me. A coating containing, patching, and powdering the deepest wounds of the battles that she's faced. Only because she has an intercessor's willingness to do what's needed to do, what's needed to do, she needs to do. But what she needs to do is what, you know what, I may have to look back and say, you know what, shit, what do I need to do to ascend to her rightful place? Because how can I push forward to make her lead? But at the same time, I don't want to put myself in first place. But at the same time, how the hell can you set pace? I guess that's why in my mind, I look at it like a pace car, constantly revving. I know it seems like I'm moving back and forth through a couple of things, but at the same time, Jesus, this is just how my mind wanders when I wander off and I throw pennies in the pond thinking of yonder. But at the same time, she's thinking of how things are scripted and she's actually building the penny pond that I'm actually throwing the pennies in. But at the same time, why am I not building that shit? Damn, I think about it. What do I change about it? Nothing, because clearly she sees everything that needs to be in me. No, I don't need to change something about it. No, I need to reconstruct this whole identity. I'm not saying I need to lose me, but at the same time, I need to look at it and say, you know what? If this woman is an architect of loving me, then you know what? I need to learn to be a better architect of loving we. That's my responsibility. I don't want to be a leader just to follow. I don't want to be a follower just to be a leader. At the same time, you got to gauge things. Amazingly, how you can gauge things, and that's where you find a meter. If you're a meter, then you have to have balance. And that brings it all back But that's just me rambling back and forth as I'm reading through these lines. Damn, I'm kind of in my head. Shit, I just did a selfish moment. Look, I done got off track. Let me go back to what I was saying. But she knows there's something that still stands in her way. She seeks, constantly seeking, reaching, embracing the journey to the point that no one knows her pain. In the quiet, by herself, she calls on her father's name. Questions of why, is this your way? Arguing with self-doubt because her greatness can never be explained or denied. But she is in the right place in her journey. Many attempt to be a warrior in the name of themselves, but the difference is in her calling, which has been ordained. A promise, a pact made between her, only her, and her father, which sits on high. That creed and honor was solidified, justified through his word. She is the extension of thee, and that alone shifts the paradigm. This warrior has been given an infinite title of nameless. Boy, humble must be some insane shit. And that's where I catch myself and go back to it. But let me bring myself back to it because I'm rambling off of this. Main thing, focus on her because she has precedence. So I won't deviate anymore, but I will go and say, you know what? This evangelized warrior shall go by many names. For her calling has been given the blessings to be recognized amongst regal to the peasants, and they all know her name. Highlands and low. It all comes to a dreamer. But when I bring it all home, it looks like, you know what? That intercessor prayer warrior is the reason that I'm a reason. Thank you. Well, yeah, I'm roaming. I've got to roam through the phone. I appreciate y'all most definitely. Got you. Pardon me. All right, here we go. So, for me personally, when I write, it's one of those things where, you know, you write off a feeling, whether it's your own, whether it's a situation, but at the same time, you know what? It does bring clarity to things. Because sometimes when you see it yourself, it brings you to a head. So you guys are just taking a journey with me. I hope you guys enjoy the journey. But you're in my twisted mind, but here we are. I lost a brother. I feel like it's blood on my hands. Why is there blood on my hands? Because you know what? No, that's just survivor's guilt playing in my head. Damn, I guess I'm glitching. I'm glitching again. So you know what? I guess this really needs to be said. But going back to the point, I got blood on my hands. I lost a brother. And it's amazing how, you know what? Let me talk to my fellas like, yo, I'm not a real nigga no more. Because I noticed that I met a lot of real niggas, and you know what? I don't look like none of the real niggas. Because all the real niggas I know got colostomy bags, and you know what? Some of these niggas that came out of prison and now they in drag. At the same time, you know what? They used to be able to pull the weight, but now they just being dragged. But at the same time, I'm not a real nigga. Shit. It used to be cool in the concepts. But I'm not a real nigga. Because I don't live by the same code of, you know what don't kill you make you stronger. Honestly, what don't kill you should make you smarter. Because at the same time, I don't understand how you gonna kickstart something. You know what? Nigga, if you ain't got a fuck to be a kickstarter. So I look at the whole concept of me being a real nigga. And it being a real nigga, that I'm not gonna be. But you know what? I'll be the realistic man. Now I'm talking about legacy. Now it's empire. Now I can breathe easily. And just for the word, stick drift is a motherfucker for y'all to know. But I can breathe easily. Easily. It's amazing how, you know what? I thought I was a real nigga, but you know what? It's amazing how real niggas carry real triggers, but at the same time, it's no fun when your friend dies, but at the same time, you still are alive. So now what? You know what now? Survivor's guilt starts playing with your pride. That's the shit that fucks with my mind. I can look at it and say, you know what? It doesn't matter how the game goes or the fame goes. You know what? Shit, I done lost so many people that fuck, you know what? From a hip hop perspective, I can understand that I've been in this and I lived this and I lived this struggle when it comes to, you know what? Yeah, I've been rapping a long time. But what's the price that comes with that? I'll give every bit of money away if I could have my brother Big L back. If I could turn it, move it forward and say, you know what, boom, I want, of course, Tupac and Biggie. But let me get to the youth on this shit, because you know what? My nigga Kershnik passed away recently. It's amazing how, you know what, that was one of my closest friends. And you know what, he had to take off and I want to see him in the skies because I know he took off. But at the same time, I didn't want the shit to come from bullets where, you know what, it got took off. I don't want to be a real nigga. So I try to divide myself. But even with the struggles of pain, but you know what? When it comes to fame and being in the right place at the right time, wait, no, I'm in the right place at the wrong time. But shit, I never thought about it. You know what? That might have been the moment where I was supposed to be there. So that might have been my life. Now I add all this up just to say I had to express that just on my behalf. But bringing it to a head, you know, look, tired of my brothers dying. And it's a lot of real niggas that's still alive to get the laugh. Thank you. Thank y'all for that. I just had to get it off my chest. Sorry. Unfinished piece, but I just have to get it off my chest. But all right, let's get back to it. Last joint with the stick drift. I do pardon y'all. Forgive me for that. Pardon me and give me 1 second. Let me grab. Forgive me, y'all. Forgive me. Forgive me. There we go. Well, clearly, you know what? Somebody needs to update the Oculus. Pardon me, y'all. But just get into the. You know, the funny thing about depression is that it pops up at different times. You know, I can be going through my regular life, but you know what? Murphy's Law just seems to always show up on time, whether it's my problem or whether it's the problem that somebody else had in mind. Shit. Pardon me, y'all. Let me jump out of here and jump back in. Mm. Pardon me, y'all. I'm stick drifting, but you know what? Look, I'm not. Hold on. No worries. Look, I'm not gonna have this under control. But look, let me bring somebody to the page. Pardon me, y'all. I'll get my own situation figured out. But look, I'm bringing y'all a special treat tonight. It's the person who actually put this together, Poetry 101, brought us all here. And sometimes, you know what? Never knew he was a poet. You might know him as Boss King. But tonight, y'all about to watch Boss King be a poet. Boss, you here? Showtime. Boss King.
How's everybody doing out there? If y'all can hear me just fine, let me get some confetti. Everybody, let me get some confetti. Everybody. All right, all right. Okay, I wasn't actually supposed to come out here this early in the game, but I made a promise to Cammie because I knew that she was so nervous of going up and delivering her truth that I decided that if she goes up, I'll come up and do a little short one. I'm going to allow you guys to eavesdrop into a conversation that I wrote in a very dark place to God. I haven't written anything in a long time. So all the poems that I have now is actually in my head. But I'm going to give y'all a little bit of something of what I might have been going through at the time. How many of you guys know about spiritual warfare? If you do, let me see some confetti. All right, check it. I'm confronted by demons on a daily basis. Sometimes they even trick me into evil conversations. I can hear them laughing on the side, working my patience, digging into my mind, provoking my frustration, and it's killing me inside. Lord, tell me why. Why is this evil so heavy upon me? What am I doing wrong? Please, Lord, help me to see. Revise my armor with wisdom and peace. Because without you, Lord, I cannot be delivered from this evil that be. I know my spirit is willing, and I know my flesh is weak. And sometimes I say things I don't really mean. I trip over my tongue more than I trip over my feet. Please, Lord, teach me how to be slow to speak and slow to wrath and slow to take those things in that make me mad. Please keep my mind and direct my path. Because without you, Lord, I'm just a struggling soul going nowhere fast. Thank you. Okay, I guess the host is gone. The host took off, so I'm going to close out. But I thank everybody for coming out. I appreciate the love that y'all show Poetry 101. And I hope to see y'all next week. If y'all haven't liked and saved the world, please like and save the world. Thanks to all the poets that graced the stage. You guys are a gem and a treat to everybody. Let's keep this thing moving forward. We have something great going on. I love all of y'all. Peace.
Cool. How long does it take for the videos to sync up? I can't hear you, by the way. Did you go away from your headset?
Let's go
Yeah.
back magic until we figure it out. Find something from there.
Nope, still can't hear you. You must have went away for at least like for a minute. Maybe use the bathroom, get some orange juice, prune juice. I don't know. Why you trying to remove Cammy? What the hell? Do I want to go with you somewhere? Can I hear you? You went away then came back? Yeah. When you do that, when you go away and you go to coin mode and then you come back, sometimes it'll take your voice away. You gotta reset the whole thing. You know you could just write me on Instagram, whatever you're trying to say. My back is hurting.